thirsty,
and thirst for the truth of Scripture. And thirst is really a need, not just a want or a desire or a luxury. It's a true need. And often, if you think about physical thirst, you're to drink before you get thirsty, because when you're thirsty, you're already behind on your fluids. So if this is someone who's thirsting for something, their need is much bigger than they even realize.
There's so much need for these people to have clean water, and they're ready and they're willing to do whatever it takes.
Every drop is precious.
It's really something to see women and children carrying 5-gallon jerry cans.
I kind of walked down there and looked at the watering hole that they were getting their water out of, and I mean, it was barely anything in there, just a trickle, and I mean, there was like stuff growing in the water, and I don't even know how long it would have taken for them to fill their container up if they could have from that spot.
They go to a hole in the ground that brown water, and that's all they have to drink. And it's so obvious that that water is contaminated or carries the diseases with them, and the need for clean, fresh water is so obvious.
The first thing in the morning is to walk the distance to the well to get their can of water and bring it back on their heads. So I thought, okay, here's my opportunity. I'm going to learn what they do each morning. So I went over and I tried to pick it up and put it on my head, and I couldn't even lift it above my shoulders. The weight of it on my neck and my shoulders, I thought I couldn't take 5 steps without falling to my knees with the burden of carrying this water on my head. It has to be such a physical impairment on these women daily to carry this water. The need to have their families survive is so great that it's worth the pain and suffering that they go through.
I was moved to tears because just seeing the people worship God with so much enthusiasm, and knowing what some of them have been through, and their just desire to be in the presence of God was very moving and inspiring.
They're really thirsting, they're longing for what God has.
And the people were just lined up. They just wanted to experience God, wanted to live for God, wanted God to enter their life.
The singing, the way they release their problems, they give it to God. They surrender it all in their church service.
And I just remember looking up at her and seeing her face just glowing as she's got her eyes closed and is worshiping God.
And just hearing those stories and just the faith and the desire for God that is just so authentic and real and powerful.
Sometimes I find myself going to the well and drinking that brown, murky water, and I should have went to the source of the living water to quench my thirst.
There's something about crying out to the Lord, the Lord of living water, the Master of the universe, when you have a need. Sometimes I think He's just waiting for us to ask.
Africa is thirsty, and we need to quench that thirst.